Hi Year 7s, this is a very quick video tutorial for you showing you how to use Google Docs to create a column graph. So you can see here, this is your Schoology page for this task. You've got your data set below here. Now what I've done, what I think is very easy to do when completing a set of questions from Schoology, is to simply copy and paste the information that you need, all the questions, into a Google Doc, which is what I've done here. So I've copied and pasted the information that I need for the questions, and I'm going to create my chart of information, so my column graph, above the set of data that I'll be using. So in order to do that, there are a couple of little things you need to do first. So if you jump into the Insert tab up the top, and we go to Chart, you can see that the chart selection has a couple of different options, different ways that you can represent data. We're going to choose column today. So when I select that, it's going to open up on my page, and I'm going to quickly press the Edit in Sheets button. When I click Edit in Sheets, what it does is it opens up a spreadsheet for me in Google Sheets. And you can see that it has all of the data set up here for me and the same template of the column graph that shows up on my Google Doc here. Now, let's just say you're a little bit slow and you don't click the Edit in Sheets button and it disappears and you think, oh no, I can't edit my column graph. Don't worry, you still can. If you click on the column graph and then you click in the top right-hand corner and you click Open Source, this button will take you to that spreadsheet in Google Sheets, so don't stress. So we're going to be working in the spreadsheet here for the time being, just to make sure that our chart, our column graph, shows the data that we would like to represent. So you want to make sure that you understand where the data is going to show up first. We can see here the information in column A shows up on the horizontal axes of the column graph, team 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're actually going to make the horizontal axis the section of our graph that shows the different categories of water use in Australia. Now, if we jump back into our Google Doc, I've copied and pasted this information from Schoology. So I'm just going to work with the top 4 for now, otherwise it's going to take a really long time to get through all of them. So I'm going to put my categories of water use into my chart, my column graph now. There we go. Nice and simple. Now, as you can see that as I was typing those in, the horizontal axis has changed to reflect the new information that I've put into my spreadsheet, which is really cool. You can also see that in the template, it's actually given us 2 columns per category. We don't actually need that, so we're going to delete the period 2 column, the C column here, because we don't need that information. We only need 1 column per category. So you can see that automatically changes here. So now is the chance for us to put in our data set. If we jump back into our Google Doc, the data set we're going to be putting in is the percentage of water used per category. So you can see household use is 9%, agriculture 67%, sewage and drainage services 7%, and manufacturing 3%. I'm just going to put that in now. Okay, so you can see how simple that is. Now there's still a few pieces of information that need to be changed. First of all, the period 1 key on the side here doesn't really give an accurate representation of what this data is. So we're going to change that title period 1 to percentage of water used. That means that anyone that's looking at this graph will be able to easily tell what the data is that's being represented. The other thing that doesn't quite make sense at the moment is our title at the top. This is just the template title. We would like to change that so it accurately reflects the information we're showing. So all you do is you click on the graph, you double click on the title, and it will select that for you. You can delete, and you want to choose something that represents the data you're showing. Now I'm going to call mine Categories of Water Use in Australia. It's a very broad title that explains the information we've got in this graph. So that's really all you need to do. Now, of course, when you're when you're putting in your data, you're going to be putting in a little bit more than what I've put in. So just over here, you still have 5 other sections to fill out as well. So you would go through and you would add in your sections like this. And then, of course, you would do what we did simply before. You would just put in your data set. Just like that. So it does actually work for you in that instance, which is really cool. It puts in all the information, it calculates how it should look. So the last thing that you would need to do is go back into your Google document, go back up to your chart. We're going to click on the chart and we're going to select Update. And here we are. So that's the information that you need, and there you have your data representation using Google Docs. Now, this is fairly simple for me to explain to you, but if you are confused about anything, or if it just doesn't really quite make sense to you, maybe your computer looks a little bit different to mine, I recommend that you watch this video with a parent or a guardian, maybe even an older sibling, who can talk you through these different steps. Good luck!